UFC Vegas 89 is coming up this weekend, and today, guys, we are going through the complete betting guide. We're going to dive into confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that you should not be betting on, lock of the week, favorite props, potential parlays, and a little bit extra. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you were to hear, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, and welcome back to, like I just said, another complete betting guide, everybody. Guys, if you'd like to skip to any particular part, or throughout the video want to skip any fights or parts, timestamps will be there if you'd like to skip to any part. Let's get into it. Starting off with the confident picks, guys, and it is important to note that at the time of recording this video, this is when all of the odds I'm going to be speaking about. I recorded this video yesterday from when you were seeing it, so of course, lines move all over the place, plus you could be watching this at the end of the, at the end of the week or something like that. Or another thing that I need to mention is I'm not going to really dive into as deep it can get with any of these predictions. I have an entire full card breakdown for that. I'm going to give very, just the sum up of the reasons why these fighters, my confident picks, underdog opportunities, all of that stuff. So of course, with that being said, let's get into the confident picks. Like I said, and the first confident pick is going to be Andre Lima. Both of these guys have shown to be promising contenders, and they are both making their UFC debut. Both of them with near perfect records. So, well, I mean, they both have perfect records, but I mean, like, all of their performances have been pretty much perfect. My confident pick is going to be Andre Lima because he is shown to be more patient, more dangerous, is a little bit older, but it means he's been in the game for just a little bit more. I know that Igor Severino actually has more fights in him, but you just watch the technique from Andre Lima. Something I mentioned in the full card breakdown is he reminds me of Edson Barboza with the way he puts absolutely everything into his kicks. I like Andre Lima in this matchup. I think he's going to win. The next confident pick I have is actually going to be Cameron Saaiman. Now, what's interesting is Cameron Saaiman, at the time of recording this video, Cameron Saaiman is sitting at a plus 205 underdog. I am strongly considering betting on Cameron Saaiman. I just think that, while I'm not like overly confident in Cameron Saaiman, I'm not like, oh my God, he's going to come in here and kill Peyton Talbot. I just think in all aspects of martial arts, Cameron Saaiman is just a little bit better. There's not too much like to really dive into that. I just think he's a little bit better. It's probably going to be a little bit of a close fight, but I do think Cameron Saaiman's going to end up winning. The next confident pick I have for you is Stephen Nagayan. Guys, I just think he's better. Jarno Aarons, he pretty much wants to come forward and knock you out. Well, Stephen Nagayan has a very all-round skill set. He could expose the ground game of Jarno Aarons. He could just, honestly, I think that he'll be more prepared. He has the better options here, and I think he's going to win the fight. At the time of recording this video, Stephen Nagayan, where is Stephen Nagayan? My apologies, everybody, for this. There he is. He is a minus 144 favorite, with Jarno Aarons sitting at a plus 262 underdog. I don't know if I'm going to hit that necessarily, but I do think Stephen Nagayan is going to win. Now, guys, let's talk about some underdog opportunities. It is important to note, while these are opportunities, these are not necessarily my picks. I just say, thinking like out of the entire card, if you want to hit an underdog, these would probably be the best shots you have, in my opinion. The first one is actually going to be Montserrat Rendon. At the time of recording this video, she is a plus 230 underdog, and she's taking on Daria. I'm going to leave it at Daria. I butchered her name so bad in the full card breakdown, guys. It was horrible. But anyways, she's coming in. She hasn't had a UFC fight, and she is a WMA fighter who actually finishes fights. However, in this singular loss she's had, she lost to ground and pound, and she had a huge hole in her game exposed. This girl does not have a good ground game at all. And what does Montserrat Rendon want to do? She wants to come in. She wants to take you down. Rendon isn't very good herself, but the game plan's there. The hole is there. And I think Montserrat Rendon could very well expose Daria yet again. The next underdog opportunity I have for you guys is going to be AJ Dobson. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I can't believe that AJ Dobson is an underdog here. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to hit this myself. I just might, just for like the sake of the opportunity here. He's a plus 250 underdog at the time of recording this video, AJ Dobson. I don't know if that's a mistake. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how you can bet on Edmund Shabazian. I understand, like, it's a level down in competition that Edmund Shabazian's taking, but AJ Dobson comes forward, has a good chin. He wants to finish you, and Edmund Shabazian has a little bit of a heart and cardio problem. I don't get it. I don't get why he's such a big favorite so far. I think AJ Dobson could absolutely win. Now, guys, let's talk about some fights to avoid. The first one that I believe you should be avoiding is Muhammad Usman versus Mick Parkin. These are two heavyweights kind of at the same level of their careers right now, and neither of them really stand out and do anything well. Muhammad Usman will probably want to stay on the outside and try to pick apart Mick Parkin, but Mick Parkin does a good job of slowing down the pace, wants to grab you. I just don't know how this fight's going to go, and I'm not going to touch it myself. The next fight that I do not think you should be betting on is Ricardo Ramos versus Julian Erosa. I have questions at this point. First of all, first of all, this is fantastic matchmaking by the UFC, and I think that either fighter can win this fight. But I also, on top of that, question Julian Erosa. At this point in his career, he's 34 years old right now, and coming off of 2 KO losses. I understand this one was a little bit controversial, but at the end of the day, he did get chinned, okay? I don't know if the damage and durability of Julian Erosa has taken a hit because he's been in a lot of wars, man. A lot of wars. That makes me worry. Plus, I think skill-wise, this is a very even matchup. So for this one, I'm staying away. The next fight that I don't believe anybody should be betting on is Louis Pagelo taking on Fernando Padilla. We still have questions about where Louis kind of fits into the scene, and Fernando Padilla, he's better than he's been performing. So I know that he's capable of doing better than what we've seen. So I just kind of trust that he will, like, over the course of time be making improvements. But here's the biggest problem, okay? You have Louis Pagelo who wants to walk forward and kind of overwhelm you. And you have Fernando Padilla who's so good at range, but he doesn't always use it. So the question is Fernando Padilla going to use his reach advantage or not? Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. That I don't know, and I don't trust him to not do that. He's fully capable of keeping Louis on the outside, but is he going to crowd Louis himself, which is a dumb idea? So there's just a lot of ways I could see this fight going, and that's why I don't like this fight myself. Now, guys, for the biggest one in my opinion, and this is a really toughie because I'm very tempted to bet on this fight because of one reason. So we have Amanda Ribas taking on Rose Namajunas. Thug Rose is the better fighter by a mile. It's not even close to their technique. She is just flat out better. But I really, really question Rose Namajunas at this point in her career. If you listen to any of her interviews, if you follow her career, I really, really question her motivation. She seems like she doesn't care. It seems like she's not into it anymore, and she could very well be showing up for a paycheck. On top of that, if you want to talk about flyweight, although I don't know how much you want to take this into consideration, but Amanda Ribas has fought at strawweight. She's not like this big flyweight like Manon Fiorot is, because that presents another problem. Rose was wearing the damage, and the power at flyweight was clearly getting to her. But the biggest thing is her motivation for me. I don't trust her. She doesn't seem like she is all there mentally, and we were just talking about this with Tai Tuivasa. Seems checked out, didn't want to be there. Look what happened. He gave up in the middle of the fight. The same thing I worry for Rose Namajunas. Now, the reason why I'm tempted to bet on this fight either way, which I probably won't, but if you're interested, by the way, check out the channel membership. She's the better fighter, by far. Whether you want to talk about BJJ, wrestling, like striking, kickboxing, boxing, Rose Namajunas is better. Flat out. Everywhere. I just question what Rose Namajunas is going to show up. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I don't trust Rose Namajunas. I'm going to leave this one alone, but I'm also very tempted. All right, guys, let's talk lock of the week. So, guys, lock of the week is going to be Trey Ogden. Long story short, I just think he's better. I think he is a really, really good fighter, and even in his losses, he has taken on some pretty good competition, and in his fight against Nicholas Mata, he looked like he was even more improved, and Mata's a good fighter in himself. Kurt Holobo is coming off of a 3-fight win streak after getting cut from the UFC a little while ago, but, man, I just think whether it's on the feet, on the ground, Trey Ogden wants to utilize his jab, I don't know. I just think Trey Ogden is just a better fighter, and I think he's going to have a good performance against Kurt Holobo. So Trey Ogden, in my opinion, is the fighter closest to about 100% on the card that I believe will win. Ooh, and I'm throwing you guys for a loop here. I'm throwing you guys for a loop because I have two fighters that I absolutely love this week, and the next one is going to be Billy Quarantillo. If you want to talk about fighters that I believe on the card, I don't believe any fighter's a lock. I really don't. It's just fun and people talk about their locks of the week. If you want to get as close to about 100% as you can get for a fighter winning, this is what I'm picking. I like Billy Quarantillo for this particular matchup a lot because Youssef Zalal likes to stay on the outside, throw one shot at a time. He has a very boring and safe style. Billy Quarantillo is the guy to really outwork Youssef Zalal. I see him crowding him, not caring what is coming his way. Billy Quarantillo will win this fight with his volume. I really, really like this matchup in particular for him. I think Billy Quarantillo will move forward, not care about Zalal's game plan, and coast his way to a decision. Sorry to put a little bit of a pause on the video, guys, but I do want to advertise the channel membership and something brand new that we have on the channel we spoke about yesterday. So if you're interested in seeing my bets, where I'm exactly putting my money where my mouth is, every single Thursday or Friday before the event, and it's not always UFC. Sometimes we dive into One Championship, LFA, all of those other organizations, but typically UFC, right? I will be posting a community post of my actual bets with a follow-up members-only video for explaining what I like about these bets. If you're looking to tail, if you're looking to just support the channel, or if you're looking to see exactly where I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Check out the channel membership, very cheap compared to other channels. And also, we have a new sponsorship opportunity, and that is OddsJam. OddsJam is a fantastic website where you can not only do safe bets with arbitrage betting, because get this, zero risk. Zero risk in your bets. You can bet on different sports books at different odds, whether you want to talk about like over 1.5 rounds or under 1.5 rounds. You can find specific odds in different sports books where if you bet both, you come out with a profit. That's what I love about it the most. But even if it's a whole website with some amazing tools, promo codes for other sports books, and you can figure out which betting sportsbook has the best odds for the bets that you like. I started using OddsJam. They are fantastic. Check out the link in the description down below. Use code Clenbat and you can get a discount on your first month. It's a fantastic site. I started using it myself. I absolutely love it. So check it out, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you very much to OddsJam. Check out the channel membership, guys. Let's get back into the video. Now, guys, let's talk about my favorite props. My first favorite prop is going to be Billy Quarantillo. We're back with Billy Quarantillo, and I believe his fight against Youssef Zalal will go over 1.5 rounds. I just see Youssef Zalal being as safe as possible, and even though Billy Quarantillo can overwhelm him, Zalal does have some good defense, so I could see this fight lasting over a round and a half. The next prop that I really like is Peyton Talbot versus Cameron Simon to go over 1.5 rounds. And sorry, I didn't scroll down there. To go over 1.5 rounds, I just think both guys are really tough, and typically when you get really tough prospects like this, I'm not necessarily prospects, but you kind of get the point. They're both really, really good up-and-coming fighters, and both have shown that they are pretty tough, and typically these fights go over a round and a half, so I do like that bet myself. And for this last one, guys, I'd actually have to see the odds, but Amanda Ribas versus Rose Namajunas to go over 1.5 rounds. Typically, we're pretty good for women fights going over 1.5 rounds, but I don't know. Rose does have her fair share of finishes, so I don't love this one, but it's definitely one that I will be exploring myself. I'll have to take a look at the odds as the week goes by. All right, everybody, welcome to the fun part of the video where we see what random parlays we can put together. It's too bad because of course, the odds for the round lines aren't up yet, but this is typically where we just, hey, what's something fun we can make, right? And I find this fun personally. So the first thing I like doing is let's make some picks. I'm going to pick Andre Lima. I'm going to pick Justin Tafa. I'm going to pick Miles Johns, Rose Namajunas, Billy Quarantillo, AJ Dobson, Fernando Padilla, Stephen Nagayan, Trey Ogden, Muhammad Usman, Daria, Cameron Simon, and Ricardo Ramos. What do we get for a $5 bet with this one? Oh my God, $11,000. Oh. I almost want to place that just for the heck of it, man. Oh my God, to pick every fight on the card like that. What do we get for $1? $2,000. I actually might place a random bet like that live. I'm doing it. I'm placing $1 to get 2,500. That's so funny. I always like doing that. Another thing my sister and I always do is we put 10 cents on every underdog. Let's see what we get this time around. So if we pick every underdog, maybe I can add this part to the video. If we pick every single underdog on the card, we put 10 cents on it and just hope that, oh, the odds are usually way better than that, to be honest with you. But to get $4,000 off of every underdog, it never happens, but it's what can you do? Anyways, what about some like actual confident picks like Cameron Simon? Cameron Simon, I'm probably going to bet by himself, honestly. But Cameron Simon, if I want to talk about like Billy Quarantillo, two fights that I really like. If you want to talk about Billy Quarantillo and Trey Ogden together, I like that. That's almost 3 times your money. I like that a lot, to be honest with you. What else can we do, though? I like mixing in the round lines. Man, I'm so tempted to throw something on Rose. I really, really am over here. But Andre Lima, if you want to do Andre Lima and, I don't know, if you want to talk about, I don't know, I already put Cameron Simon one. Stephen Nagayan, maybe. That's almost 3 times your money, too. I see a lot of value this week, to be honest with you. But you got to worry when a lot of these guys really, really lack UFC experience. So if you want to take on, like, I really like Cameron Simon. If you want to do 2 underdogs together, 2 good underdogs, like Cameron Simon and, I'm not betting on this one, but Montserrat Rendon, she could absolutely win the fight. You can even just for a 2-leg parlay get something really good going this week. So there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential, and I'm excited for this card, man. It's going to be a really fun one to watch. Let me know about what you think about the picks down below, and thank you so much for watching the video, everybody. On the screen right now, check out this video right here, breaking down UFC 300 very early. It's a great video. I actually am very proud of that breakdown. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.